Before we get into this episode, if you've been listening to Wind the Q and getting something out of it, we appreciate it. And if you want to support the show, we've got a monthly support option set up through the link in the description. If not, just listening and sharing goes a long way. All right, let's get to it. Every firefighter wants to leave a legacy. Some hope it's promotion. Some hope it's a great fire. Some hope it's the rookie they helped train. But long after your helmet is put away, your children will remember something. Your children will remember something completely different. They'll remember whether you were there. Not every birthday, not every ball game, because this job doesn't always allow that. But they'll remember whether you knew they mattered. Firefighters spend their careers protecting complete strangers. Sometimes without realizing it, the people who need us most are waiting at home. Tonight isn't about guilt. It's about priorities. It's about raising great kids while serving a great profession. Because someday your children won't remember how many fires you made. They'll remember what kind of parent you were. Let's wind the Q.
Boots hit the floor. Jump in our gear. Mask, gloves, door, screaming down the street.
Welcome back to Wind the Q, the Stories Behind the Sirens. I'm Lieutenant Dodson, Engine Officer in Northwest Georgia. Today's guest is Firefighter Diego Gonzalez. Tonight we're talking about one of the biggest challenges in this profession, and it's being a parent. So how do you balance a career built around serving others without sacrificing the people waiting at home? How do you stay intentional? What does that look like for married parents or single parents or blended families, for firefighters who are trying to make all of it work? Diego, welcome to the show. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, like you said, I'm Firefighter Diego Gonzalez. I've been with our department for a little over 2.5 years now. I have a wonderful baby boy, Riker. He'll be 3 this month, actually.
Awesome. Good.
And me and his mother are separate, so kind of going off of what you said, single parents.
Yeah.
And actually, my idea was, I was taking him back yesterday.
Yeah.
And I had the idea of this episode.
Yeah.
And I shot it out to you, and it worked out pretty good.
Absolutely, it did.
It's because it's one thing that's not really talked about.
Yeah. And that's what this is all about. There's a million podcasts about firefighting and the fire service, but there's not many that looks at that personal side of it, the things that we deal with away from here. Mm-hmm. You know, at home, or the mental stuff. We talked about mental health a lot. Yeah. Stuff people don't think about. And all of that is important on the other side for people who are thinking about getting into this, because we've hired people and they're in rookie school or through rookie school before they really realize everything that's involved with this profession. So yeah, just trying to get that out there. Becoming a firefighter changes everything.
It does.
I was in construction for a long time, and the first 11 years I was married, I was in construction. So I quit that and I came to the fire service, and it wasn't just a change for just me. Like, it changed for my whole family. On the other side of that, becoming a parent changes everything. It changes your outlook and your perspective, how we look at things. And especially we've touched on this in other episodes where we run calls and maybe the patient reminds us of one of our kids or somebody in our family. And that's a whole different side of real for us.
Yeah, because I know, like, one of the first calls I ran when I came on shift, it wasn't anything serious, but it involved a toddler, and my son was that age, and I had to step back for a minute, and because my emotions started to kick in.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, I know I have to remain professional.
Yep, and that's hard. Another thing people don't think about, and we're kind of rambling here, but another thing people don't think about is when we run a call that is terrible, and it may involve a kid or whatever, and it's awful, and we're having all these emotions and feelings and trying to process all this stuff. And on the way back to the station, we catch a call to pick Betty Sue up out of the floor that we've run a dozen times, and she cusses us out because it took us too long to get there. Mm-hmm. That stuff is the real stuff, because you're getting bombarded with all this on a call that is nothing to us. To them, it's their emergency. I understand that, but we're still processing what we just left. That's tough. The calls, they don't stop. Emergencies don't stop. Radios don't care if it's our child's birthday or if it's our anniversary or whatever the case is. Somewhere along the way, we all have to answer this same question. So how do I give everything to this profession without taking too much away from my family? So how did becoming a parent change the way you viewed the fire service? Because how you said your boy is 3 years old?
So I already had him before I entered the fire service.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I don't exactly know how that changed, but being a parent in the fire service, like what we just talked about, kind of rambled. Some calls, they just hit a little bit closer to home than most people would think. Yeah,
it's tough. And we've run those calls where I mentioned it a while ago. You see your own kid, or it could be a parent or somebody in your family. Yeah. And it changes the whole dynamic of that call, because then you subconsciously you connect with whoever you're seeing. That makes it tough. So one of the hardest realities of this profession is knowing that we're going to miss things. And I knew that coming into this. I already had 3 kids when I came to this. And me and my wife talked. We discussed kind of how this was going to be and stuff. But that's one of those things that maybe you forget to talk about, or you just don't know. If you stay on the same shift, we swap shifts a good bit, but if you stayed on the same shift your whole career,
it's no problem.
Yeah.
You have your whole year set out in front of you.
Yeah. You know exactly what you're going to be doing. You know exactly what days, what holidays you'll be working, which ones you won't be working. But still, other side of that, if you stayed on the same shift for your whole career, that's a third of the Christmases that you've missed, and a third of the Thanksgivings, and a third of each one of them's birthday. That hit kind of hard when the first Christmas came around and I had work, because, I knew it before that. We know what our schedule is, but it became real when I know my kids is waking up and I'm not there,
Yeah. But also, well, I know your daughters are older.
Yeah.
So they understand.
Yeah, they did.
But then, my son, he's only, like I said, he'll be 3 this month.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you don't necessarily have to celebrate holidays on the specific day.
Yeah.
Like if you work Christmas or Christmas Eve, just celebrate it the day before, day after.
Yep. And that's what we ended up doing.
Yeah.
I mean, you figure out ways to work around it. And it wasn't a big deal for my kids to have Christmas on Christmas Eve. It's just, it was one of those things. Like you said, they were older. They kind of understood a little more, but there's birthdays, school stuff, kids are doing all kind of stuff. Yeah. Sports, all kind of stuff at school, ball games. We've talked about Christmas morning, and that's just, I guess, to a fire family, that's just part of the job.
Yeah. Because I guarantee at least probably 50% of the guys that work here, they all are in the same boat.
Yeah.
Because I know a bunch of guys, their kids are in sports.
Yeah.
But luckily, we're such a tight community, which that's another thing I thought about earlier was, they say it takes a village.
Yeah.
Well, this is just another complete separate village.
That's very true. I never thought about that.
Because I had my son for the whole month of July. Mm-hmm. And I was blessed enough to have enough time to take off as many days as I could.
Yeah.
But the rest of the days, I had someone cover for me a little bit so I could still have time with him.
That's awesome. And most people here are good about that. Yeah. Like they'll work with you. Like there's been Christmases where maybe somebody didn't have any kids or whatever, and they would come in and cover for the ones that do, and stuff like your situation.
Yeah.
And you don't have him every day.
No.
So I'm glad that people stepped up and helped you.
Oh, absolutely.
Helped you with that. That's awesome.
I mean, and like, it's not like I'm not going to repay him back. I'm going to pay him back.
Yeah.
It's just the thought that people there are able to help.
Yeah, willing to help.
Because this is also a brotherhood. It's not just, it's not, just come to work, hang out with guys for 24 hours.
That's right. And there's times we feel like that brotherhood's kind of slipping away. Mm-hmm. But then something like that happens and you realize, it's still there.
Oh, yeah.
It may not be as evident as it used to be, but it's still there. And talking about missing things and how kids adapt and stuff, they don't always remember how many hours we were at home, but they remember how they felt when you were there, how important that was. And I think, too, that being present is not always about the time that you're there. It's about the attention that you give them when you are. Yeah. And me and Axel talked about this in the last episode that actually hadn't aired yet. A lot of times we get in these places where we're at home. I'm sitting at the kitchen table with my family and we're eating, but I'm not really at home.
Yeah.
Whether it's calls or you got all this stuff on your mind. And I think that's where it's hard to find that balance where we have that stuff that we got to deal with, but not letting it consume us to the point where it takes us away from our family too.
Yeah. And, with you being an officer, you have more, like you have to come in for officer meetings, whereas me, just a firefighter, I could go home and I don't have to worry about anything else. From
the, I guess the admin side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But as far as the calls and the trauma, it's all the same.
Oh, yeah.
And these old crusty guys that's been doing this for 25 years says it don't bother them. It does. They just...
If you truly sat them down and worked on them, they'll break.
Yeah.
We've
done those debriefings before, and you see people who are hard and they just fall apart. Mm-hmm. It's just how we process it.
I know this was said in a previous episode, but everyone has a glass that gets full.
Yeah.
The size might be different, but eventually it'll pour over.
It absolutely will. How, going back to the time, how do firefighters make the time they do have with their children really count? It's not really about having more or less time, but using the time you have with your kids to the greatest benefit.
Yeah, just spend like quality time with them. Like my son, he's 3. We went to the newly built splash pad a couple times. Went to some museums, just making memories, not just sitting around the house. That's when I had him, one time we were at the house, really it was for bedtime.
Yeah.
Because we were visiting family, going out.
That's awesome.
Having fun, going to parks.
That is awesome. It's easy to have that time and get caught up in other stuff too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, just devoting all that you can to them. So not every firefighter goes home to a spouse. Some are divorced, some are widowed, some share custody, some are raising children totally on their own. Those firefighters carry a different kind of burden than others. And the job doesn't get easier. Parenting doesn't get easier. I think parenting gets harder, in my own personal opinion, as they get older and things start changing. But the margin for error gets smaller. So what unique challenges do single firefighter parents face that most people never think of?
Yeah, like one of the things that I struggle with is I don't get to go home to him.
Yeah.
Because he's with his mom. And so it's just, especially if I have a bad shift.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to go home and hug on him and love on him, but I can't. But he's only a phone call away, so I call him just about whenever I can.
Yeah.
But sometimes the schedule conflict of when I call, sometimes I can, sometimes I can't, especially at work. I know there's been a handful of times where I'm on the phone with them and then phones drop, so we have to go.
Yeah. That makes it tough. What's your time frame when you have him and when you don't?
So with our schedule, it's kind of hard, but basically every third weekend.
Okay.
So whenever we work on a Friday, that Saturday, Sunday is when I have him.
Gotcha.
And then over the summer, him and his mom, we split month and a month.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And so the 15th is the 15th and 16th will be the next weekend I have them. And actually, I'm probably going to go up there.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have his birthday party there. Because they know that that's the weekend I have off.
Yeah. So firefighters are good at pushing through. We touched on this a little bit already. Mm-hmm. So things happen and we just kind of push through it, push it to the side. Parents are the same way. There's so many times that things come up and we push through, or, I mean, it could be something on the good side. Like we're trying to figure out a way to go on vacation and the money just, we're trying to work through those issues. And as parents, we work it out. We make it work. Put those together. Sometimes we keep pushing long after maybe we should have slowed down. We should have took a break. Eventually, fatigue will become frustration, and stress will cause us to be impatient with those around us. And I think at some point that gets all of us. We all get stressed out over different things. Sometimes home starts feeling like another place where we're just trying to survive. What are some signs that a firefighter parent is becoming overwhelmed before they even realize it?
Definitely like having a shorter temper.
Yeah.
Like that fuse just gets cut shorter.
Yeah.
Kind of blowing up a little bit. Like I've been guilty about that sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
Especially if you're at a station or just in general, you don't get enough sleep.
Yeah.
You're exhausted, get home, you want to rest, but then the kids are acting a fool.
Yep. And always something to do.
Always something.
Yep.
Like, just give me 5 minutes. But they don't want to wait.
Yeah. There's been times that I've drove home. It's a 20, 25 minute ride.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'll say because we live right down the road from each other. So
yeah. And I've got home and not went in the house, just sat on the front porch, by myself.
Decompress.
Yeah. Give myself 5 or 10 minutes, then I'll go in, I'll do whatever. But yeah, sometimes you need that because like you said, if you don't have that time, especially if you don't have an outlet and, hobby or something, and it's hard to do with kids and, married or not married, but you've got life, you've got all this stuff that you have to do. It's hard to have a hobby, but you've got to have an outlet to de-stress yourself because we've seen those same signs. I've done it myself where you get cranky, you ain't got no patience, and you start getting short with everybody. And then it affects your relationship with everybody. And it always affects the relationship with the people that you're closest to.
It seems like no matter what.
Yeah.
You always hurt the people that you care about the most.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It happens. Our children are not looking for perfect parents. They just need us to be consistent. And that kind of falls back under that same umbrella. But the fire service can easily become an excuse for everything that we miss. And we just kind of push it off on the fire department. Well, I'm working. I'm on shift. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm whatever. But it can also teach us resilience, service, discipline, sacrifice, all the things that goes with the fire service, goes with this job. But the question is, what lessons are our children actually learning from watching us? So Joe Hill told me a while back, because I'm end of last year, early this year, went through some stuff, strings of rough calls that were bad in themselves, but brought up stuff from the past also. I've talked about it on here quite a bit, and that kind of bled over into some home stuff too, just because I was in the mindset that we were just talking about. Like I was cranky, I was impatient, all of that stuff, and wasn't just blaming it on the fire service, but it was the trauma that came from that. And trying to work through it and reconnect and all the things at home. And Joe told me to sit down with my kids and my wife and have them write a letter to me about how I've changed since I came to the fire department.
But that was eye-opening.
How they see the fire department affecting me. And we talked about it. I sat down with my kids and I let them know. Of course, I didn't give them details about calls, but just kind of let them know that I was going through some stuff and I was working through it. And, if I was impatient, I'm sorry. I'm trying to process this stuff, And they told me things that I think I held it together pretty good, but broke my heart, because we want to be the best that we can be. But then when they tell you, yeah, you're like, you forget stuff and you're impatient, and, you know, they're telling me in love because they want me to know and because I ask, but it's hard to hear.
And because kids are also brutally honest.
They are honest. They are absolutely honest. My kids, whew, they can be rough, but they're honest. But how do firefighters raise healthy, well-rounded kids while working our schedule? Not that our schedule is unpredictable for the most part.
Yeah.
For the most part, it is very predictable. There are times where things happen and come up that we don't foresee. We get stuck for hours somewhere.
That's what
but
I'm seeing.
how do we balance out those two aspects of our life?
It's just hold them accountable and have a set like schedule.
Yeah.
When you're off.
Yeah.
Like have a routine. Routines make things.
They do.
Like if you stay consistent with things.
Yeah, that's very true.
And like, you know, be there for them. Just be present. Like even if you do have a bad day, like you said, just sit outside in the truck, on the porch. Give yourself some time to truly decompress by yourself.
Yep.
Drive with the windows down, music off, slow roll it to the house.
That's right. Do something to kind of decompress and de-stress.
Like I know I was talking to one of the guys here a while ago, and he said that he has a bush outside of his house. He touches it before he goes in. That's his worry bush.
Yeah.
Takes all his worries away from work, leaves them there, walks in the house.
It's a pretty good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest thing. It doesn't matter if it's here or if you're a firefighter to chief or you're a parent or a spouse or whatever. I think the name of the game is always consistency.
Yeah.
There's so many, and I'm guilty of this too. And I've told my oldest daughter, because she's asked me, why were you harder on me than you are the others? And I told her because I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, you were my first. I was
The experiment.
Yeah, we were figuring it out too, because we didn't know how to be parents.
Oh.
And so many times in raising kids, you're learning like they are. But, you know, it's hard to be consistent across the board all the time, and they catch on to it. But yeah, I think no matter what you're doing, if you're consistent at it, things are going to be better. I think that's
Easily.
the key.
And like, which I don't know if we're going to talk about this, but I'm going to go ahead and bring it up.
Yeah.
Like, because we're obviously in two different sides of parenthood.
Yeah.
Like because I was listening to one of the previous episodes, you've got 4 daughters, but in a couple of years, you're only going to have one in the house.
That's right.
So you're later in the stage of parenthood, whereas I'm just beginning mine.
That's true. Yeah, it's two different sides of it. My oldest got married Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
My next one gets married in June of next year.
And then your third one
My third one will
graduates
be
next year, too.
Graduate, and we'll be going to college.
So you only have one in the house.
Yeah, and it's been hard. This is something weird that I've seen. So my oldest, she was engaged. My next one's engaged. My third daughter just started dating.
Uh-oh.
It's weird, but yeah. So she just started dating. So now my 12-year-old, we went, I think 4th of July, we went fireworks or something. I can't remember what we were doing. So we all go there, and then when we leave there to go get something to eat, all the girls get in the car with all the boys. They meet us there, and all of a sudden, my 12-year-old realizes this is life now. It's just me. It was weird. It's like a weird emotional thing. And even for me and Mindy, because none of us have ever been through that before. And 2 months ago, if you'd have asked my 17-year-old, you interested in dating? She would have said no. And then all of a sudden, bam, she's dating. It's been a transition for all of us. But I don't know, just keeping things consistent and working through that. And my 12-year-old, all of my daughters say my 12-year-old gets away with everything. She also runs the house like she's the boss. She will walk in the living room and one of my older daughters be on the couch and she'll say, "You're in my seat. Get up."
It's that baby mentality.
And they get up and they move. And I say, that is part of the reason she is.
Because you're enabling them.
Yeah. So, all right. So open discussion. anything, whether it relates to what we've talked about, anything that you want to get out there, anything you want to get off your chest, you kind of brought this episode to me. So anything that you want to get out, it is your time to shine if you've got something on your mind or on your heart.
Yeah, I was thinking about this earlier, like whether you're in the fire service or not, if you're a parent, take time off.
Yeah.
Your job's going to be there when you get back.
That's right.
Because they'll replace you in a heartbeat. You know who can't replace you in a heartbeat? Your kids.
That's exactly right.
So take the time off, even if it's just to stay around the house with them.
Yep.
Take the time off.
Yep, that's important. It's so easy to let your priorities drift. Yeah, we got to keep them in the right place.
Because at the end of the day, they're the ones you're going home to.
Yeah, that's all that matters. That's good stuff. So we've talked about married parents and single parents and finding that balance and making time and being intentional. And parenting isn't a checklist. We talked about a while ago when we first had our kids, it didn't come with no manual.
No.
It's a lot of figuring it out. And
I know when my ex-wife and I, when we were expecting our son, everyone's like, "You ready to be a parent?" No one's ever ready to truly be a parent.
No. You may want kids.
Yeah, but you're never truly ready. Like even you with 4 daughters, you're never ready for the next one.
No. There's still so much that you just figure out as you go. Yeah. And they think, man, mom and daddy, they got it all together and know what they're doing. Not always.
And because every kid is different.
Yes. Yeah, all 4 of mine are completely different.
Yeah, it's not a cookie cutter.
It's every one of them are different, and they have their own intentions and their own personalities, and everything about them is different.
Like you might have one that wants to do soccer, one might want to do softball, gymnastics.
It's crazy, totally crazy. Yeah, and every family looks different. Every child is different. We talked about that. Man, it mind blowing. And every firefighter situation is different. I think every firefighter that I know is a little different. Their home life is different. Their situations are different. And all these things are different, where none of us are exactly the same. What's one piece of advice you wish someone had given you when you first became a firefighter parent?
Probably what I just said, take the time off.
Yeah.
And then just have a consistent routine.
Yep.
And also, don't take it home with you.
Yep.
And I know one of the things that I've done, like when I first started, when I was actually on shift, like all of our uniforms, I leave them here. I leave them at the station.
Yep.
I come in street clothes. I leave in street clothes.
Why do you do that?
Just because you never know what we're going to get exposed to at work, whether it's even just a medical call with our regular uniform on, or if we're going into a structure fire, because we wear our uniforms up under our bunker gear. Yep. I'm not taking that risk of bringing that stuff home to my family. There's
so much stuff. I mean, going in the houses and all that stuff we go into, it's just disgusting. And then, all the toxins and stuff we pick up from other places too. So, yeah. Anything else you'd like to add?
Nothing I can think of at the moment.
All right, so let's have some fun for just a second. Right. So we've talked about some important stuff. So let's lighten it up. What's your favorite thing to do with your kids?
Oh, man.
And you're smiling already.
Yeah. Like my son, he just loves to wrestle around. He's a boy. Full blood boy, like wrestling around. Or like I said, we went to the new splash pad a couple times when I had him. And just being in the water with him, just watching him smile and laugh.
Yeah.
That's what makes everything about being a parent great.
Yeah. You talked about, so I released a little video yesterday about side jobs. I don't know if you've watched it. I was going to do a side job when I did the video. That's what made me think of it. But all of us that do side work and side jobs and stuff, we don't do it for ourselves.
No, you do it so you can have fun with your family.
Yes, it's to go on vacation, and it's to pay for Christmas, and it's to pay for this different stuff for my family. I don't want to go do side work.
No.
Myself. Nobody does.
No, you just want to get done.
Yeah. But we're doing it to make money to go make memories with our family.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. And I mentioned in a couple other episodes too about for a long time I spent time here when I should have been at home.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it I wasn't even getting paid for. And looking back now that when my oldest just got married, how much time I missed because I didn't prioritize that the way that I should have.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little late now. So, yeah, if you're getting into this, take that time.
Yeah. Prioritize it. Like,
Yeah.
Once again, I mean, the job will be here.
Absolutely. Sure will be. And they give us paid time off.
Mm-hmm. Use it.
But don't stock up 1,000 hours of it.
Yeah, but then also don't use it as soon as you burn it, as soon as you get it.
Yeah, some people do that too. They'll call over here and say, how many hours I got? Well, you got 14. I'm leaving at 5 o'clock.
Which also, luckily, with our current department, city that the department's in, I came from a different entity from it, so my vacation time rolled over. So
Oh, yeah.
I was able to.
It worked out good.
I had a
Then.
little stockpile already.
Yeah, that's good. All right, what's your favorite family vacation?
I say, with my son, I really haven't gone on a vacation with him,
Yeah.
but probably next year I'm going to save up, see if I can take him to the beach,
Oh, yeah. That'd be cool.
because he is a little water bug,
Yeah,
100%.
that'd be awesome. Good deal. That might be your favorite one then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but as of right now, technically last month was a vacation,
Yeah,
and just
Yeah.
spending time with him.
that's awesome. Well, they just build up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you go to the beach and hang out and enjoy that time.
Either that or probably continuing the tradition of my mom did. We'd always go to Pigeon Forge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how many times I've been to Gatlinburg and Pigeon
A
Forge, but it has been a bunch. What's something that your kids would say makes you laugh?
So he's got two sayings right now that no matter what, they just always crack me up. Either he'll say, "Will you help me?" Like, but of course he can't enunciate everything properly. Or, "Will you hold me?" And no matter what, I always help him or I always hold him.
Yeah.
Like we went walking down the Silver Comet.
Yeah.
With some of our friends, and we were out there. We were probably about a mile and a half out. And I told him, I said, "Watch this. He's gonna get tired. He's gonna come up to me and say, 'Will you hold me?'"
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough, he came up to me, put him on my shoulders. We walked back. We ended up walking about a little over 3 miles.
My goodness.
It was worth it though.
Yep. I took my 3 oldest, which then, this was in like 2014, so it's been 12 years ago. And my 17-year-old now would have been 5. So we go hike Pine Mountain.
Ooh.
Late in the evening, and it's just my 3 daughters and me. And we went way too late.
Yeah.
Well, I usually have, especially in that situation, I got 2 or 3 flashlights and whatever, I am not calling 911 for the fire department to come help me get off Pine Mountain.
Because you'd be a laughing stock.
Oh, yes. So,
But not saying that if you are on Pine Mountain, don't be afraid to call if you're injured.
yes. Yeah. It's a totally different mindset. So we make it to the top and then we start back down. And I think we just hung out at the top too long. And it started getting dark. Well, then there's sections that you come through. It's pretty dark, with the tree canopy and everything. So we get about halfway down, and my smallest daughter, who's about 5 at the time, is almost crying, wanting to tote a flashlight. And for some reason, I don't know why, I wouldn't let her tote it. So she trips and falls, busts her chin up, and then I end up toting her on my shoulders the rest of the way down the mountain. And she still says, if you'd have just given me a flashlight, I probably wouldn't have failed. I mean, it's been that many years ago. So little stuff like that.
Oh.
All right. Favorite family meal?
I don't know about family meal, but I know what my son, that boy loves corn dogs.
Okay.
I bought a box of the State Pride corn dogs.
Mm-hmm.
He probably ate about 75% of that box
My
in a month.
goodness. He does like corn dogs.
Oh, yeah.
My family meal, is probably Thanksgiving because we still the whole family gets together.
One place.
And at my parents' house. And, I mean, it's dressing and it's everything. And I don't know, Thanksgiving's probably my favorite holiday. I
can't
love
go wrong with it.
Yep.
I think I work on Thanksgiving this year, but I know we're probably going to do something at the station.
Yep. We usually do something here. All right. So what's on your playlist? What you been listening to?
On this drive, I listened to all of season 2, caught up on Behind the Queue.
Heck yeah.
I've been liking some John Blank.
What genre is it?
Christian.
Josiah Queen.
Yeah.
I have started listening to more praise and worship music. Mindy, yes, I actually just said that because I always listen to like Southern gospel music.
Ooh.
And my wife and all my kids listen to praise and worship. But there's a lot of praise and worship songs I like.
But then at the same time, I really don't have a preference like on what I used to listen to music. Yeah. It does a mix and whatever plays. And if I don't like it, I'll skip it.
If I listen to any country, it's pre-95.
Randy Travis.
Yes. Yep. The older stuff. Mostly gospel. I listen to it probably more than anything. A little bit of Leonard Skinner.
Okay.
Got to listen to Leonard Skinner. All right. Mountains or beach?
It depends on the time of the year.
I'm always mountains.
I like the beach, but the mountains call home.
Yep.
Many
and the girls, always beach. They would move to the beach by 5 o'clock today if they could. I'm a mountain guy. What's one thing people would be surprised to learn about you?
I can barely speak a lick of Spanish.
I would be surprised. With a last name like Gonzalez.
Yeah. Because I grew up, I grew up in a divorced home too.
Yeah.
And so I was raised by I was really raised by my grandparents. My grandpa, there was no Spanish speaking in that household.
All right, so we started doing a segment called Faith and Fire, and it's just a little short segment. We read a scripture and we talk about it just a minute. And I say it every time. It don't matter if you're a Christian or not. The principles are still good. So the verse today is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 6 and 7. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. So we spent the last hour talking about priorities, about the balance that we have to find between the fire service and our families, and again, priorities with our families and our kids, and spending that time with them and making memories and all that. This verse reminds us that we're not just squeezing them into our life. They are the main part of it and need to be our whole focus. My opinion is God gave us the kids that we have to take care of and to raise right and lead them to Him. And I think as fathers, it falls on us to make sure that we do that. It's not a one-time thing. It's something that carries over their whole entire life.
Yeah, and just because once they turn 18, that doesn't mean you stop taking care for them. You take care for them however you can.
Yeah.
Like even if your oldest daughter, she's married now, but I know she'll probably still call daddy for help.
Well, she will probably, and I hope, say at some point, let me just call my daddy. And then I'll go.
What do you mean you can't install a refrigerator?
That's right, Tristan.
Name dropping your son-in-law.
I hope he listens. No, that's exactly right. It don't matter if they're 40. If they call and need something, I'm going to do everything I can to help them.
And with whatever power you can.
Yeah. It don't matter how old they are. We'll still be there. I think we should always be available for that very reason.
Oh, yeah.
And it may not be that I need to go down there and fix a water line. It may just be that they need to talk. I think you need to be present emotionally and physically. I think that's all part of being a good parent. And we all fail when we do stuff wrong, and we try to figure it out. And so there's 17 months between my oldest daughter and my next daughter. And my second daughter was on this super special formula at the time. And we didn't have a whole lot of money then. We hadn't been married real long, So she was on this high dollar formula. And my oldest daughter had got in the habit of snapping the lid off. And she would spill it everywhere.
Oh.
Well, that was expensive. And she had done it a couple of times, but there wasn't a whole lot left in there.
Yeah.
And one day, and this killed me, but one day there was a brand new can that we had made like one bottle out of.
Oh.
And she popped the lid off and dumped the whole thing out. And I grabbed her arm, and I whipped her. And then immediately sat on the couch and just lost it. Because I did that in frustration. And that's not how you discipline your kids.
Because in that time, all you really truly saw was, you got mad.
Yeah.
But you saw the monetary loss.
Yeah. That's exactly right. And she didn't understand what she was doing. And that, I have never forgot that. That stuck with me. And it tore me up immediately, because I immediately knew I did that for the wrong reason. But that's one of those parenting things that you learn, as bad as it was. All right. Anything else? You good?
Yeah.
All hearts and minds clear?
Yep.
Well, Diego, thank you for being willing to have this conversation.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All our conversations are not easy ones. Some of them are tough. But that's why we're here. Fire service is an incredible calling, and for those of us that are blessed to also be parents, that's our highest calling. That's where our priority are to be. We've said that over and over today, but that is the thought. Make sure your priorities are where they need to be. Mm-hmm. One day, our gear will be hung up for the last time, and everything will go silent. The doors will close, and our children will still be watching, not to see how many fires we made, but to remember how much we loved them and how we led them, and whether they knew that they always came first to us. So we can't make it to every single thing that they do, but the ones we make it to need to be quality over quantity. If this episode causes one firefighter to put the phone down and take their kid fishing, that's what it's all about. Throw a ball in the yard, or just be there. We talked about how important it is to just be present with them in that moment. Then all of this is worth it. That's what matters the most. So thank you for listening to Wind the Q, the stories behind the sirens. Stay safe, take care of your crew, and take care of your family.
Boots hit the floor, jump in our gear. Mask, gloves, door, screaming down the street.
Before we wrap up, if you've gotten value out of this podcast, if it's something that you listen to, that you share, and that you believe in, then there's a way to support it directly. We've set up a monthly support option through Buzzsprout, and that link is in the description. Everything that goes into this, the time, the equipment, the production, it all adds up, and that support helps us keep this thing moving forward and growing. If that's something that you want to be a part of, we appreciate it. And if not, just keep listening, sharing it, send it to your crew. That matters just as much, but we appreciate all of it.